I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a compliment. Either Mac 10 or Pimp C.
Yo.
Pimp C.
Yo,
I
that
said,
shit is
I'm
funny,
looking
man.
at my son. I said, yeah, my
I'll
son
take
look
Yeah.
like
I'll take
Mac
that as
10,
a
baby.
compliment.
Nigga
Either
said
Mac
back
10 or
10. Yo. Yo,
we
that's
need that. We
good.
need that.
I needed that. That was a good one. He said back 10. Well, son, shout out to the real. Shout out
Shout
to
out
the
to the
fake.
fake.
Shout out to that nosy snitch. You better stay in your place. Get in line. I'm
Oh,
here with my partner, Chad Saga. My name is Smash
salute.
Evans. Highly dish functional. Reef hustle. Representing the Bronx. War 2. Get in
Hey,
line.
yo!
Let's go. Introduce yourself, King.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's the word? This is Reef Hustle, man. BX Kingsbridge, where the Kings live. Freedom Wave. You already know. You're stand big. 1, 2. Hey, yo!
Chad, you want to say hi to anybody?
Shout out to the dysfunctionals out there that are watching. I'm gonna be in the live chat since we're live on YouTube. And any questions you guys have for Reef Hustle, I will get them over to Reef, and we'll have some good quality conversation. Let's get into
Let's do it.
Good quality conversation. Mac 10 with the hustle. Let's
Yeah.
get into it. You represent the Bronx. So your introduction to the world is you being right hand man's with Big Pun.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that later. And I just want to say, listen to my brother Fred, my brother, the song.
Yep.
Uh, yo, that's a good song, man.
Thank you,
That-
brother.
that's a real good joint, man. And not only that, man, I'm fairly new to your music right now,
Yeah.
which is kind of surprising. I don't know how did I miss this?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is
And,
definitely a gift, man. So how did I miss it?
yo, it's crazy, man. I was just on the phone with a brother. He hit me, and it was someone special that he had. I really don't want to say no names, but someone I was really surprised. He was like, "Yo," because he was actually close to pun. This guy, he was actually close to pun, and so my man is telling him like, "Yo, you ain't never heard of Reef Hustle, man? Like you bugging." Like you need to go and Google this cat. So he did his homework. He was like, "Yo, I want to work with him." I was just like, when he told me, I really can't say no names. When he told me, I was like, humbled and grateful, man. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, so how you ain't never heard this nigga, man? Like, this nigga's official. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is, man. So, you go through trials and tribulations, man. So when you down, you gotta go into the dungeon and you gotta just go hard. You just gotta grind. You know what I'm saying? And then once you come back up, you come back up. You come back up ready and prepared.
And that's what I want to talk about. So, we know, you did other things with your life. We know that, you drive trucks or you used to drive trucks. And in
Yeah.
the music, you hinting to wanting to quit. So, and then, some of my people was debating whether you're married or was you talking about married to the game.
Right. Nah, so that's a good thing, man. So it's both. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to the album, it'll take you there. It'll tell you, what's really going on. That's War 2, man. You really got to check it out because it's basically what about Reef Hustle for the last about 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Also dating back to when pun, but just a small piece of that until up till right now, what has happened. You know what I'm saying? So that album, it'll tell you the whole thing right there. You know what I'm saying? So when you listen to that, you're gonna see how relative it is and how it really applies to you as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's I just can't wait to, for people, and I appreciate Highly Dysfunctional, just putting me out there. For those who don't know of me, or those who didn't hear about me, you know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna hear me now. But with that story right there, on both sides, it's gonna take you there.
So did you take a break? And how long was the break? What the gap between music and no music?
Well, I really didn't take a break. You know what I'm saying? I was just revamping, man. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of people just passing in my family, you know what I'm saying? Me losing, and I lost a lot, you know what I'm saying? And monetarily, you know what I mean? When you're doing this independent, man, everything is on you. You know what I'm saying? So, I had to, regroup. I had to start driving trucks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it takes time to do certain things, and other things suffer. You know what I'm saying? Other things suffer. So I had to take, my time and just go my route that I know, man. Just go the route that I know. So I never really stopped. I never really stopped. I was still here writing, still creating, just working on my craft. You know what I'm saying? And being able to evolve, I actually had that ability to do it. Thank God for that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here right now.
What's the wildest shit you've seen on the road? I want to know.
It ain't really got nothing to do with sex, man. It ain't got nothing to do with sex, but a couple of times, a couple of near-death experiences. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like kind of like just because you was in the town and stuff like that. I'm not gonna name no town or nothing like that, but it's just because you in the town and all of that stuff, and you come there, you want to display your art, but kind of other energy just comes. You know what I'm saying? So when the females start to come around you, people in the town, the dudes in the town, they really don't like that. You know what I'm saying? It really don't have nothing to do with me, but they really don't like that. So I'm a man, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna disrespect me, and so we gonna get it shaken. Other than that, I'm very humble, man, and I appreciate everybody going to everybody's town. I appreciate everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Shout
That's
out to
it.
the real. That's right. That's
Word.
right. I feel you, Chad. Get into it.
Reef Hustle.
Yep.
Here on Highly Dysfunctional, we do something called this or that.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you two options. You're gonna pick the better of the two. All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
First one, we're gonna do corner freestyle or studio lockdown.
Studio lockdown.
All right. Fight for smoke or one take booth kill.
One take booth kill.
Block respect or industry cosign.
Block respect.
Okay.
For sure.
Sell a story or spit reality, even if it don't chart.
That's a good one.
That is.
That's really a good one. Sell a story.
Right?
Why'd
Why
you
is that? Yeah.
So people get to know you. You know what I'm saying? People that get to know you. People that get to know you. You know, whether you selling it or not. Once people get to know you, they buy into you. But it's. I think it's more. I think it'll be more viable, and that more people will get to know. Who you really are as an artist. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that.
Right. BX Summer Night or Harlem Apollo Stage.
Oh, BX Summer Night.
Right?
Yeah.
Last one we'll do is Independent Forever or Sign with the Right Major.
Independent forever.
All right. So someone just popped in a question. I love hip hop 24/7. What inspired you to create War 2 and how does it differ from your previous projects?
War Two. A lot of it is reality. You know what I'm saying? With Fred the God passing, you know, I was there a couple of days before. We actually went to the studio, and a couple of days after that, he passed. Um, just near experiences and being right there. My mother passing away. I took care of my mother for 3 years. I actually moved with my mom. I took care of her. She had Parkinson's, and she also had kidney failure. You know what I'm saying? So, I was literally there, taking care of my mom's. I'm talking about, kind of returning the favor, that God kind of appointed me, you know, changing my mom's pampers and getting her ready for dialysis and heating up her food and dressing her, getting ready, taking off her clothes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just like that War Two is really really dear to me. Then a year and a half later, my brother passes away. You know what I'm saying? So and then my therapy of uh, uh, getting divorced and being divorced and stuff like that. Like, that speaks of volumes because I talk about a record. There's a record on there called Family Back. You know what I'm saying? And so that basically like that's like a story where a lot of people can relate to. You know what I'm saying? It's just a tumultuous relationship where it becomes toxic and he still wants his family. You know what I'm saying? Because he feels that, his family is all he has. His family is all he needs. You know what I'm saying? I got joints on there, man, that's just really, really relative to the common person. You know what I'm saying? That's why that War Two is very different from the others. The other projects, I definitely talk substance. You know what I'm saying? I talk about a lot of things while showing sheer skill. You know what I'm saying? Just letting people know that, this is evolution here. I ain't never fall off. You know what I'm saying? So it's much it's big, it's a big difference. Also, I got a record called Mama Love on there too. You know what I'm saying? These are records. These are records. You know what I mean? These are whatever you want to call them kind of records, but I know I just call it an art piece. You know what I mean? So yeah.
When you talk about
Okay.
your, did you end up getting them back?
Oh no, that was basically a story. Some of it is true, some of it is not. But it's something that everybody could relate to. But nah, I didn't get it back. I still got my boys though. I got my children out of there and all of that, man. And I moved on. You know what I'm saying? I moved on. Ain't no love lost. We still rocking.
Shout out to the real. So being a single father and hip hop, are your boys into hip hop?
Um, they like to listen to it, man. Thank God they not into it like I'm into it. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? They like to listen to the hip hop. My oldest son, it's real funny because he's a super hard critic. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, nah, that ain't it. Dad, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be funny though, you know what I'm saying? But I love it. But my youngest son, I got a record called Willie Lynch. You know what I'm saying? A record I did a long time ago, and he knows that joint word for word, which shocked me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. He's like, yo, dad, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, it's dope. It's dope just to hear that.
That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And
Word.
you have another song. What's say which way? What's like
Ooh.
that's which way, right?
Which way to go?
Which way to go? That's
Yeah.
right. I'm right sloppy. Which way to go? So let me ask you something. How did that record come about?
Well, it's a point. It was a point in my life where, where you just kind of like your back is against the wall. So on the album on War, I have an album called War as well, right? So on that album, I talk about a record called Back Against the Wall, where there's a gentleman who's just don't know what to do. You know what I mean? And he's trying to make ends meet just so he can pay his bills, and he's being stressed out, but he don't know what to do. So which way to go is to that point where, okay, now this gentleman has a Quran or a Bible in his hand, or he have a gun and bricks in the other hand. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Which one is going to take care of you right now? So the human flesh is going to tell you it's a gun and the drugs. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? The spiritual is going to tell you
The Quran,
the Quran or the Bible.
the
Be
Bible.
patient. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically stuck in between two worlds. Which way to go? It's crazy.
And listen, man, I know I go through that a lot in life, and I know a lot of people in America is about to witness some of that pain right now. Some of that harsh reality is about to hit, and I want to get your opinion on that. Like, how do you feel? I got to talk about it because it's right now. A lot of people are concerned. They taking Snap away, and Donald Trump is running rogue, and you got all type of stuff going on. So I just want to know, how do you feel about that right now?
Well, there's a record I got on the album. It's crazy, called New Age. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And
Mhm.
there's some things that, you know, I'm I could understand what he doing. You know what I'm saying? But there's a whole bunch of things that's just out of order. You know what I mean? And what's gonna happen is, we all gotta really get prepared. And I'm talking about, I mean, I mean, everybody gotta get prepared. So it's gonna be no middle ground. It's gonna be rich and poor. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? That's basically what it's gonna be. Right. And it's gonna get real ugly, and it's gonna push people to doing things that they never thought they would do. You know what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me of the 80s, man. You know what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me of the 80s, when the 80s was really bad, but just
Crack
something that
era.
we would, well, like kind of almost before the crack era. Like a little bit before the crack era, where you was getting robbed for your sneakers, man. It was just getting stuck up for their sneakers, man. You have a good pair of shoes on, only the official, only the dope boys or the niggas or the people who was getting real paper,
Yeah.
those was the ones who had these things. And anything in between, everybody was struggling. You know what I mean? Everybody was struggling. So, I just, I think it's gonna go back to that. And it might get even worse because, you know, uh our personal security is breached. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't really get that. They just trying to bask in the glory and basically trying to figure out, how they gonna make money these days. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at it, the young brothers, they really don't want to labor work, man. They really don't want to labor work. They want to do other things, you know what I'm saying? And they thinking that, you know, the era that they're growing up in and the way they being confused, you know, the way they're being confused by 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 the computer, you know, it's really, really taking a toll, you know. So Trump is gonna cause a lot of big disturbances that people that's in this country is going to be kind of they're going to be bugging out to see in front of their face what's going to be happening. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be right there in front of our face.
Right in front of your face, man.
Yeah, they're gonna kill us with that, and they're gonna change that. Do a
Be
lot of
ready.
things.
Everybody be ready. Everybody got to get ready. Dogs, get
So
your guns.
let me talk about,
Fools.
and that's what I want to talk about. You talk about health. You talk about this health thing, and being ready and being in shape. So, what type of shape are you in?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm in good shape, baby. I'm in good shape, man. I get
Kind
busy.
of shape.
I get busy for real. You know, I work out, you know, 4 times a week. Um, my son is a mixed martial artist, so you know, I got the foundation of that. I got and you know, I'm learning more and more about natural foods, learning more about farming, you know what I'm saying? Learning more about grounding, you know, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's really deep. It get much deeper on the highly dysfunctional show. You know what I'm saying? It can get really deeper than this, what we
Eh, eh,
talking about. But everybody got to get ready, man. You really got to get ready. And you know, got to roll with the punches. Got to roll with the punches and figure it out because that's what we've been doing. All of us, we've been figuring it out, and that's what they can't decipher. They can't decipher how we've been figuring this shit out. But I tell you one thing that really saved lives is was hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? People was getting locked up and you know coming home and becoming rich people. You know what I'm saying? And they just couldn't understand it. Like, hold on, man. Like, wow, like this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it helped a lot of people helped a lot of people, you know, eat, you know, build families and stuff like that. So thank God for hip hop.
So imagine something. The hip hop game right now seems kind of slow on Lizzo, and a lot of rappers. I just heard that this guy 6ix9ine had to sign a deal, his record deal, that he had to be a streamer too.
Mhm.
And so you think that's gonna have to be part of it now?
Well, I mean, streaming, you can't really get around it unless people are going to support you direct. You know, if people support you direct, then, you know, a lot of people don't understand that part. A lot of people don't understand the part of supporting your favorite artist that you could become friends with too. They don't understand by helping them direct. When you help them direct, then it's a whole different ball game. A person like 6ix9ine, he's in a different realm of the money circles, man. You know what I'm saying? He's in a different realm of the money circles. He's willing to do that. You know what I mean? It's about the dollar, which on a lot of scales it's about the dollar. But you know, I wish nothing but the best for that young brother, man, because this is but a lot of people don't know. From the outside looking in, it looks good, but from the inside looking out, he's stuck, man.
Yeah, he's
I got
definitely
another question.
talented
I
about
got
that.
another question from Drill City Music TV. Uh, what message do you want your listeners to take away after hearing War Two?
Um, be patient. Um, get through it to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Get through it to get to it. Um, make sure keep your family right. Keep it tight. Um, forgive but never forget, you know, and be prepared for what's to come.
Shout out to the real. Talk about going all the way back.
Shout out to the real.
You go all the
Oh,
way back to the Bronx, Doo-Wop, Bounce Squad, Big
woo.
Pun. Let's talk about it. Talk about growing up and meeting these people and some of your favorite memories.
All right, so my kid's mom's cousin was best friends with Doo-Wop. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of people who don't know, I'm gonna
Shout
let you
out
know
to
right.
WAP.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Dua. For a lot of people who don't know, man, you can even ask him, man. It's on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Snag, who's an amazing MC, legendary. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely one of the original Bounce Squad members. Actually before Snag and a lot of those gentlemen, but it actually really popped heavy when Snag and them came around. Snag is a legend, and that's my guy right there. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, I was rocking with WAP for a second, and it's crazy because I'm from Kingsbridge, and Kid Capri is from my area. But at that time, wouldn't nobody listen to me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't good of a rapper, but I was a performer, but I couldn't really rap that well. Stuff like that. I always DJ, but I couldn't rap that well. They never paid attention to me on my own in my own hood during that time. So I started rocking with WAP, not to be against my hood. It was because my kids' mom's cousin was best friends with WAP, and he gave me the opportunity. So I just went over there and I got busy. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how that happened. That's a legendary story. A lot of people don't really know that, man. Nobody really knows that. And if you know, you know.
Is Snag still around?
Absolutely. My brother out there, he's still doing
I
his
was a
thing.
fan as a kid of his too.
Yeah, he's still doing his thing. Yeah, he's still
Buying the
doing his thing.
mixtapes, the doo-wops, all this shit.
Yeah, yeah. His yo,
I'm
you gotta
on
see him
about,
now. You gotta
huh?
see him now. His workout crazy too. He got a mean workout. Crazy.
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him. I see him
Yeah.
on the
Shout
ground.
out to Snag. Yeah. Shout out to Snag. Yeah, I still rock with him. It's my brother.
So let me ask you something. When we talk about war, where does fear come in play?
Fear comes in play when you uncertain. You know what I mean? When I'm uncertain about things, fear comes in play. You know what I'm saying? But then once again, like I told you, when you stuck between a rock and a hard place, you either gotta, what you gonna do? You're gonna pick a brick and a gun, or you're gonna pick patience, the Quran or the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So, I've never been a super duper drug dealer. Never been that. You know what I'm saying? Um, Spiritually, I've been sound spiritually, but I've also played with that as well. You know what I'm saying? So it was always running the middle ground for me. Music definitely was my passion, but it was always running the middle ground for me when it came to, survival. I made certain decisions that actually, kept me alive. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my cards. Everybody don't have the same cards. You have people who's super duper drug dealers and they become super duper rich. But once again, like I told you, you never know from the outside. From the outside looking in, it looks great. But from the inside out, you have no idea what these brothers be going through. You know what I'm saying? You just don't have no idea. So me, it was really always walking a thin line. You know what I'm saying? But still keeping my head up. Never letting them see me sweat. You know what I mean? And just keeping it moving. You know what I'm saying? I stand on 10 toes, and the respect is big for me.
Shout out to the real.
Shout out to the real.
So you talk about the Spanish. Are you Puerto Ricans too?
Nah, man. But I tell you this, I have brothers who are definitely of the Puerto Rican descent. Basically it's all African. You know what I'm saying? You want to really get to it. But the Spanish descent, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Panamanians. I got a lot of brothers out there that who I could really consider my blood. That's not necessarily blood lineage, but I consider my blood. Hondurans, you know what I mean? But I'm so close to them that I don't know too much Spanish, but I definitely know how to spit the lingo. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely know how to spit the lingo because I grew up around my brothers and I love my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, man.
So that's you just picked up a few words. I mean,
Picked up
picked up the slang and all
I,
that.
I picked up some words, of
And you
course, being
understand
around
it.
it. Yeah,
And you
yeah,
understand
yeah.
when they talk.
Yeah. I understand a little bit. Yup, for sure.
So let's talk about that. That's your introduction to Big Pun.
Yup. Well, Pun is from the Bronx, man. You know what I'm saying? The Bronx ain't that big. It just so happened I seen him one day. Shout out to my brother Tony Sunshine. I seen his big Benz, you know what I mean? But I really didn't see Pun, which is crazy. It's Big Pun, you know what I'm saying? I really didn't see Pun because Tony Sunshine was actually, in front of Pun. You know what I'm saying? There was some dudes that was rapping around him. And when I saw it and Tony Sunshine moved out the way, I'm like, oh shit, this is, excuse my language, brother. I said, oh man, this is Big Pun. You know what I'm saying? When I seen that, I was just like, wow, man. I said, you know what? And at that time, I was about to give it up. You know what I'm saying? Like I was really about to give it up. But at that time, when I seen him, I told Tony Sunshine, I said, yo, tell your man, give me 30 seconds, man. After that, it was history.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
So how far did you get in that process before he passed away?
I end up living with him, man. You know what I'm saying? I end up
Oh,
living with him. He was at the end of the Terror Squad album. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. He was in the beginning of the Terror Squad. I'm at the end of his first album. Um, I was in there around that time. I end up um I was working for a textile service. Um, I end up leaving the textile service and I end up driving for Pun. You know what I'm saying? Because, basically he was telling me, he was like, yo, how much you get paid at your job? I told him, what I'm saying? He was like, don't worry about it. I can handle that. I got you a week or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is just drive for me or whatever. He said, in that way, you'll be able to pay your bills while you rapping. You know what I'm saying? So it was like for almost close to a year. You know what I'm saying? I was actually living with him, like literally living with him. You know what I'm saying? And you know, everybody know what happened after that. And I was working with him, through that. I was working with through the Pun album, the Yeah Baby album. I helped on a couple of records with that as well. So forth and so on, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a great brother. I truly miss him, man. Word.
Where you at with the rest of the Terror Squad members today?
They all good. I'm cool with all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with all of them. But I got my own life. I got things I got to do. Got to handle my things, and I got to take care of my family. They got to take it. They got to take care of theirs. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like all the Terror Squad members, if I see them, I'll just say what's up. And that's it. Ain't no love lost and none of that. You know what I'm saying? Joe is always a solid brother. All the way. It's never on no suckerness. It was never on that. You know what I'm saying? Always had a handout for me, man. If he, if I asked him, not a handout, but if I ever spoke to him, and I needed some kind of advice or something like that, you know what I'm saying? He was always there to get at. You know what
Shout
I'm
out.
saying? Yeah.
So when all of that happened, so it was never no talk of you going further with Fat Joe, nothing. It just stopped.
Nah, because it was Joe was my guy, right? But I didn't have any business to do with Joe. It was
Oh,
Pun.
no
Yeah,
problem.
right. It was Pun.
right. Yeah, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I feel like I thought maybe like it would continue to grow and keep developing. I mean, that was his wish. So
Well,
that's
I
why.
don't. I put it like this. I just never know what he had going on. Once again, from the outside looking in, it looks good, but from the inside looking out, I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I never put nothing on anybody to come and save me, to come do anything for me or anything like that. I never put it on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I've learned that a long time ago before I even met Pun. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I always stood on my own. You know what I'm saying? I was never starving. You know what I mean? If I needed help, is because, God sent them to me. You know what I'm saying? If I needed help, God sent them to me. Never said I never asked for help. If I ever asked for help, once again, God sent them to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is.
Shout out to the real. So can you give me one?
Shout out to the real.
Can you give me one? What's your favorite memory of Big Pun, man? Just give me one.
Uh,
Move
my
on.
favorite memory of Big Pun is the first time I actually walked in his house, and he was sitting there on the couch. He was sitting there, and I looked at him. I was like, damn, this dude is big as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just was really, really big. But I met my man Sunkiss, and Pun was like, yo, this is my man Sunkiss. And he was just like, yo, he popped the tape deck. He popped the tape of the tape deck. He was like, yo, let's go. And then we just started rapping, man, for like 2 hours. You know what I mean? After that, he was like, yo, this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to go to this camp. I'm about to, go work out, lose weight and all of that. He said, yo, but when I get back, like, it's on. Like, it's on and popping. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, bet. You know what I'm saying? I thought, boom, that right there, my dream was materializing. You know what I'm saying? So that was my favorite time when he was just on some, like, yo, pop the music in, man, let's go. It wasn't really much conversation. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning. Afterwards, we was talking. You know what I'm saying? But in the beginning, when I walked in the crib, he's like, yo, this is my man son, cause he the nicest ever. And I'm like, words, like, yeah, pop the tape in, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
If there was footage of that, that'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
That'd have been amazing, crazy word. And we didn't even have no footage of that.
So let me ask you three questions. Just give me one word or one sentence. So when you think of your name, Reef, hustle, what comes to mind?
Everyday life.
So when you think about people, What comes to mind?
Everyday life. Hustle. Every day is a hustle.
What about the world?
It's going in shambles, man.
When you say shambles, where you think we headed?
Back to slavery.
Eat.
Damn, that's heavy, man. You just went all the way there with that.
Yeah,
I ain't
you want
thinking
to.
that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think a
what I
lot of
think.
people are thinking that.
Nah, they don't think so. You know what I'm saying? But the mind frame of the future is so much confusion that a lot of people won't even sit back to identify themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because if you identify yourself, you'll have more clarity. But it's so much confusion, so many things in front of your face that you don't even know. You don't even know what's about to happen. You don't even know what's about to hit you. The people who are really successful are the people who really take time out not to be on the computer all day. You know what I'm saying? And or if they're making money, they're on that computer, but they so focused and zoned in because they know exactly what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? And they won't. They'll give the television the time if they're making money. But if they're not making no money off of television, they're not giving that no time. Whatever they're doing, they're gonna give that the time.
Mm. Shout out to the real. Let me talk about
Oh,
something.
ho, ho! You want me to say it again?
Say it again.
Shout out to the real. Let's go, baby.
We talk about being independent and we talk about life in generals and ups and downs.
Yeah.
Tell me something. Failure teaches us all something. For me, failure, I gotta have a short memory with that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What I know is that's what I tell people, it's only a second, man. It's only a minute. Or it's only a moment. You know what I'm saying? It's like a it's like a bad play in football. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta keep going. So that's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So I measure the highs and I take the lows. So
Now,
what failure taught you?
if you quit, you lose. That's what it taught me. If you quit, you lose. You know what I'm saying? You can't quit. I don't care what you're doing, even if you have to pivot and do something else, but you can't give up. You know what I'm saying? If you give up, you never know where you can go. Just that one little hair that you give, that one little hair could have got you over the top. You know what I'm saying? And it's about faith. You got to have faith, man, especially where these times is going now. You got to have faith in what you're doing. So if you don't quit, you won't lose.
Too legit to quit. What about you, Chad?
As far as what?
Yeah,
I
who
got a
knows?
question. I was just thinking about the question.
Yeah,
About
go
what? Say
for
that
it.
again. Bring it back.
Nah, man,
Um,
you messed the flow up, man.
you
Talk
threw
about
the
what this
ball,
what has
fumble. My
to our
bad.
viewers, man. What has failure taught you, Chad?
Uh, get up and keep going. Like Reese said, you can't stop. When it comes to life in general, your life is not always going to be peachy clean. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have those bumps. You're gonna have those roadblocks. That's part of life. So when you do have those roadblocks, you don't just stop. Like you said, that's a perfect example as far as pivot. You may have to get out that lane and go into another lane. Kind of like, highly dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying? We are adapting to what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Um, so the key is to keep striving forward, never to give up. Because if you give up, you lost.
You lose.
Shout out to the real. So we all agree that you gotta fall down 9, get up 10.
That's right.
What is something what is something that you believe is true that most people disagree with you?
It's a good question right there. Um, got to work for yourself. You got to be. You got to be a. You can't be afraid to take risks, take chances. A lot of people disagree with me with that. I've took plenty of chances. I mean, I took a lot of chances. I've lost a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I kept going. You know what I'm saying? I kept going and kept going because I believe. I believe in myself. So people disagree with me. you know, when I say that, because when you work for someone, when you're working for somebody, is you're making them rich. You're making them comfortable. You know, um, it really depends on your level of comfort in life or how you want to be, where you want to go. But I like to. I'm a free will thinker. I'm a free will thinker. I'm a free thinker, and for the most part, now don't get me wrong. What a lot of people reality is not my reality, but sometimes I have to get into the matrix, you know, to get my feet right because this is a system. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I got to be able to I got to be able to play with the system
You gotta
in
play the
order to
game.
get what I need. Yeah, in order to get what I need, that's going to help me with my level of comfort.
Shout
So
out to the real.
you think about that. So you playing the game. Everybody has to play the game. I was just talking about something with somebody, and I was like, we think about Birdman. He has some of the most biggest artists in the world,
Yep.
and it's kind of impossible that he's not the richest man in music. And we talk about ownership, and we talk about this, and we talk about that, because there's artists that had a few hits. The white artists had a few hits and is just as rich as him. You know what I'm saying? With the
Right.
less work put in. So he
Right.
always talk about he made over $1 billion for this and this, and that. And it's just crazy. What kind of deals do these people got? It's such a leverage. It's like a different type of industry. So I don't understand it. How you got the biggest, you have all these artists, and you're not like Quincy Jones level, even that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of us don't. Just once again from the outside looking in, it look good. You know what I'm saying? But from the inside, it might not be as good as what people see on the outside. You know what I mean? What we look at is $1 billion is a lot of money because it is. You know, you got dudes who's paying the billionaires. You got people that's paying the billionaires. Those people who's paying the billionaires is people who's paying the billionaires is looking at the little billionaires as little guys. You know what I'm saying? And it's ill if you think about it. When you get up to that status, man, you don't even have dollar bills, man. Them numbers is computerized, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't have dollar bills. You got the dollar bills just to show the 85% that's buying your stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got the dollar bills to show them. You want to send a big check. You know how in those them game shows where they have where they award people and they got the big paper check and says $25,000 on it or $10,000 out, on it. And it looks like $100,000 because the check
It's
itself
so
is a big
big.
paper board. Yeah, it's a big paper board. You know what I mean? And you have the numbers over it. But if you look at that, man, you once again you got to look, deep into that system. It's a system. It's a money circle. You know what I mean? You got to be accepted to be in that money circle. And we're gonna get into it. Where, like you said, you have other artists that make billions of dollars with a few hits, but then you'll have the brother man, with a whole bunch of hits. You know what I'm saying? And not making as much. It's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is. It's America.
Crazy. He should be like Clive Davis. He should be all type of
It's
mysteries out
America.
doing cult rituals and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's America, man. It's America. This is how they play.
And let's talk about America. Talk about the music industry, the people that own the music industry, and agendas and pushing certain artists out there and certain content out there. Like I already know, like a guy like 6ix9ine, he's got to be an industry player at this point. They keep trying to push him in front of the cameras. He's
Mm-hmm.
finding his way back, slowly but surely, back in front of the cameras. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden, like this guy, NBA young boy, you know what I'm saying? It's just his story's kind of phenomenal to me. And
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, he's just everywhere. You got grown men crying at the shows. It's just like,
Well,
why am I
you
watching?
look, shout out to the real, you listen, right? So if you look at all that stuff, man, it's called media, man. You know what I mean? They could make anything. If you can see it, they can make anything possible. It's called media. That's it's always been like that. You know what I'm saying? They can always change the narrative with that. You know what I mean? And it's called media. When the average person, when they pick up their phone and they open up their phone, they see a certain commercial and they see that certain commercial that's flooded through the whole algorithm. You know what I'm saying? That's there because it was paid for. You know what I mean? It was paid for. It's just like getting radio play back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Getting radio play, you only hearing the same 6 records on the radio. You hear those 6 same records. How you think it got there? You know what I'm saying? It's media. It's media. Everybody want to check.
I know it's a dirty game, man. They push. I think that I was just telling you, I think he done sold out, man. Now he done sold out, and they pushing that on our kids now. And it's like, wow, and they making it look like it's some mania, like it's NBA young boy mania. And I'm like, nah, come on, man. Am I
So,
that old? Man, I'm not seeing it. I don't know where it's at. You know what I'm
so
saying?
once again, right? Confusion. That's one. Confusion is is part of a big master plan. And so I say with that, if these kids got parents, man, then their parents got to be woke enough and disciplined enough to be like, man, get off that phone, man. Get off that phone. This is what we doing right here, right now. Later on, you can hit that phone, but the first 12 hours is with enrichment. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of yourself.
Education.
Yeah, education. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. If you have parents, yeah, and what happens is you know how it go. Everybody working, everybody doing 8-hour shifts, or people pick up overtime. Like overtime is a gift. You know what I'm saying? It's taking you away from your kids, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's taking, and the cause and effect, it's taking away from your kids, and your kids is not being disciplined enough. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about discipline as far as, them being forced to do something, but just, broadening their minds and doing other things. You know what I'm saying? When you have a children, it's a big responsibility, man. It's way bigger than what a lot of people think. It's not just surface level, you know what I mean? And
Like
that
raising
surface
with
level
purpose.
would cause the confusion. Yeah.
Like raising with purpose.
Right. Raising with a purpose. You know what I'm saying? And
Them like,
soon as you born in the United States, man, you a business. This is a business. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a business. You're either gonna work or you're gonna own. It's one or the other. They want you to get in the game. They want you to get in the game. You know how you do it? You get a certain age, you cop a house. You know what I'm saying? You cop a house, you win. You win the game. You know what I'm saying? It's all about business. You paying taxes, right? You know what I'm saying? When you got a business, you paying your taxes, right? You know what I mean? So this is all business. United States is built off of business. It's basically what it is.
yeah, yeah, and it's now foreign owned. It's official, even though I've been like that for a long time, compromised for a long.
Shout out to the real.
Yeah, it's foreign owned now, man. I
Man,
mean, I've been
shout out
watching
to the
some of the
real.
stuff. Some of the stuff that's going on is crazy because Trump, I think he made damn near he almost like $500 million in 8 months.
Well, I mean, he's a businessman. He's not a president. He's a businessman. You know what I'm
He's
saying? So
wilding.
now he's a businessman, but he's the man that's causing the confusion while everybody else is doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? But what we doing is, on the outside, right? We looking at the president. The president he's doing this and he's doing that. People really mad at Trump. They're mad at Trump, but are you really mad at Trump? You think Trump cares? Trump he don't care at all. You know what I'm saying? He's business. He's doing business. That's what he's doing. He's just doing his way of business, and that's it. And we relying on, you know, whatever governor, whatever counselor, chancellor, uh, whatever that they're doing, we're relying on that. You know what I'm saying? And we relying on the consistency of different presidents of certain things that they did or certain things that they say they're going to do. We're relying on that. You know what I'm saying? But now you got a person that's telling you like, yo, don't rely on me. You better rely on yourself. You know what I'm saying? That everybody's wilding. Like, yo, what? Bugging. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But this is still a business. And he's running a business. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, it's about time the families, everybody, we got to start having some real conversation. And and like Reef said, getting prepared for war. So let's talk about this hip hop thing. Who are some of your favorite artists?
Man, I mean, it's probably some of your favorite artists. You know what I'm saying? So
We did.
we
Go for it.
we go.
One for one.
Okay, Nas.
Jay-Z. I'll take Jay-Z over Nas any day. Nas,
KRS-One.
KRS-One, who I'll put there? Ooh, Cool G Rap.
Kane.
I don't even want to say the regular answer who I would put there. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody probably would say that.
Well, I'm about to hit you. I'm about to
Rakim?
hit you again.
Rakim?
I don't want to say that. I'm trying to go to
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can say is rock him to that.
Andre 3000.
I'm not really that impressed.
CeeLo Green.
Oh, I like CeeLo Green. I like his music. I think he's kind of a genius. He's almost like Andre 3000, but Andre 3000 to me is a little bit overrated, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything he says, people just
Nah, you know, because you know what it is? Because he's always reached out and he's been successful by going left while everybody was going right. That's why you might say he's overrated, but I think he's a creative mind. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I give him
Yeah,
that.
definitely creative mind. Big L.
Big L, Big L. You know who was that? Was like what? I would go with even Smooth the Hustler.
AZ.
AZ.
Mm.
That's nice right there. Hold up, I'm having a brain fart. AZ. Who career is pivotal to AZ's, right? They had almost like the same. He like a middle artist, but real longevity. The guy hasn't aged a bit. Who can we put in that bracket right there? That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one, man. AZ always been AZ, man.
Right. That's ill. That's ill. Nipsey Hussle.
Um, Inspiring, man. Very inspiring, very motivational, man. And I think even with his death, I mean, it kind of, completes his story with the marathon.
Face Mob.
Scarface,
That's right.
top 10.
That's a fact, Jack. That's a fact. I mean, you want to keep going? Fred the Godson. Fred the
Oh,
Godson.
Fred the Godson. Let's get into that, man. Let's talk about spitting with Fred the Godson.
Yeah, he number 1. You want to go
He's
there?
he's one of the best that ever do it.
Come on.
It's kind of like the best that ever did it. One of the best. Talk about your
with
moments for him.
I'm gonna tell you this, right? Lord Finesse, right?
One of my favorites. Grew up on Lord Finesse.
When Big L came out, it was like Lord Finesse on steroids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
It was like Lord
Capturing
Finesse
it
on
hard right now.
steroids.
Exactly.
Yep. Then it became Fred the Godson was like them times 10 on steroids, B. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't even mention Big, you know what I'm saying? Because Big is definitely you know what I mean? He knew how to stay in pocket, dance on tracks and all of that, with the help of Puff, you know what I mean? But he knew how to do these things, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm missing a few, but those are the guys right there.
Big is the greatest storyteller of all time.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Shout out to Big. Slick Rick. You cannot do that.
Nah,
You are crazy.
Slick
Hey, yo,
Rick is
shout
ill.
out to the real. This is hip hop talk. Shout out to the real. He talking about, listen, no disrespect to Big, ladies and gentlemen, no disrespect to Big because he's one of my favorites of the greatest, but Slick Rick is the #1 storyteller in the game of rap history. That's a fact, Jack.
You said what, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree.
And then I'm gonna tell you where's the debate at with Cube. I'm gonna tell you where's the debate at with Biggie. It's Cube. Cube was an ill storyteller.
Big is better than everybody.
Nah, you're a fan. You're a fan. It's okay. It's okay. I'm a fan too.
I don't know what I can see big stories like this. I'm in there, man. I look deeper. I see blood up on the speaker. I can see it.
So you tell me you couldn't see Slick Rick, John? Huh? And he gave you tales. Like it was crazy the way he did it. Biggie gave you tales too.
Two different things, then, man. One is rated R. No, they both rated R. One is XXX, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
One is comedy rated R. You know what I'm saying?
Then if you want to go to storytelling, you got to put Cool G Rap in there too. Got to put G Rap in there.
Yeah, but he not top 10 story. He not top 5 storyteller. He's not top 5 storyteller. He's not top 5 storyteller.
Who's better than Cool G Rap? Now, he might not be better than everybody, but who's
No, not better than
who
everybody.
can rap better than Coogee Rap?
I don't understand. Like, what you mean? Who can rap? Well, there's is not too many people who can rap better than Coogee Rap. That's a different kind of question. We talk about the storytelling.
Stories on the run. Did you
On the
forget?
Run, Road to the Riches was crazy. On the Run was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had joints that was crazy, but they
All
wasn't
right.
as pivotal. And Coogee Rap is a hero to mine. That actually, Coogee Rap, Pun and Kane is actually Big Pun. That's who Pun is. He's those brothers.
Right. That's definitely true.
I could see that.
I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely agree with that. I could definitely vibe off that. So if you had to learn, the year is going out right now, right? And what's some things that you're trying to, what's the most important things on the menu right now to get done?
Closing out. The most important things, besides music, is family. Closing out the right way. You know what I'm saying? Making sure everything is proper for the new year. You know, and then it's back to business. It's back to music. You know what I'm saying? But me, since I'm an independent artist, it's all in one. You know, it don't stop. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, I drive trucks, so it don't stop. You know what I mean? But to put it in perspective, it's family first, and whatever's going to feed you after, so that can help you with whatever you got to do moving forward.
All falls in place.
Yeah.
Shout out to where you at with the ladies right now, man? You doing a lot of fucking? Are you married or what?
Nah, man, it ain't no ladies involved, man. No ladies involved, brother. Nah, man. It's listen. I'll tell you this, right? If you focus on your discipline, you focus on your principles and morals, the ladies are never going nowhere. If you don't focus on any of that, they don't care about you. I'm saying, so you know, if you pay too much, you pay a lot of attention to them and don't pay attention to what's going to help
Really
you.
need.
Yeah, healing and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? What good are you going to be to the ladies?
And when we talk about healing, right?
Yep.
I want both of you guys probably to answer this question. What is really healing? Like, what does it really mean when you say healing? You know what I'm saying? Because do we even,
So
is it of healing is coming, finding strength in it or finding peace with it? Like, what do you mean? Like,
peace
all right.
is finding peace. It's finding peace. That what keeps you that comforts you and gives you clarity. It's about peace and clarity. You know what I'm saying? In this crazy time, in this crazy world, and so much confusion, you need clarity. You know what I'm saying? And the only way you're gonna get, the only way you're gonna get peace is clarity. You know what I'm saying? And and you being one with the higher power.
Acceptance.
What about you, Chad?
Acceptance.
What that mean?
Meaning like depending on the healing, right? So the healing, let's say a death, the death is always going to be there, right? But if you accept it, you know what I'm saying, you have a better understanding of the death. Or you lost your job, right? And you fucked up over that. So what do you have to do? You accept the fact that you lost your job and you go and get another job. What about you?
I mean, all of that sounds about right to me. Yeah, I guess. I don't. Yeah, acceptance. Yeah, I know that's a difficult thing to do. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more complex than anything because you can accept some shit that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That fucks you up, or you can go to terms and have meaning behind some shit that you probably didn't find a good meaning from it. So whatever you think you held, and
Comes right back.
I don't know. It's kind of a difficult word, man. It's kind of difficult though. It's like learning to live with it, not to kill anybody else with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I learned to live with it, and it doesn't destroy you until probably go to sleep at night sometimes.
That's real though. You living, you got to learn to live with regrets, man. You got to learn to live with that, and you got to, try your best to heal your traumas. You know what I'm saying? You heal your traumas, but peace is at the top of all of that, man. Because I mean, all of that, once you find a solution to all of that stuff, you can find peace too, you know?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
Feel-
You know, and it's also your level of peace. Or when you see and you be like, yeah, I'm all right. Like, I'm all right. I'm good.
yeah, yeah. I dig it. 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 I did it. War Two. Talk
War
about.
2, man. So check it. War 2 is the album. War stands for the acronym of What About Reef Hustle, right? The 2 represents me and a brother named George Bell. Now, Mr. George Bell is a gentleman who's been incarcerated for 24 years and presumed innocent. He's not presumed, he's actually been exonerated. You know what I'm saying? And through all of this, what I've been going through with Pun and Fred and my mother and my brother, you know, all of that, I've been going through that up to now. I meet this gentleman, which is a great brother of mine. We have a bond. Freedom Wave is the movement, and we have this album that we put together. I basically got a story on there, a true story called King George on this album, and it speaks about. It kind of speaks like I'm in third person. He's on the hook, and I'm in third person, and I'm talking about if he was me. I'm spitting like if he was me. You know, if I was him, I'm spitting like if I was him, and I'm explaining the story of who King George is. You know what I'm saying? So War 2 stands for What About Reef Hustle? You know, basically it's the story of these last few years, what I've been going through.
Shout
And the
out.
I
producers,
gotta
and the
go ahead. Go
producers,
ahead.
the producers I got Buck Wild from DITC, my man DJ Static, my man Dennis Agony Jenkins, my man Guap Sullivan, Ronnie Creco, official Heat Makers, my man Oz from the Heat Makers. I think I'm missing one or some. I'm Buck Wild from DITC. You know, I mean,
That's a good
and the
class
list.
right there.
You
Yeah,
got some hitters.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
class.
yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And oh, and my man DJ Spazzo and my man Cover. Boom. There you go. You know what I'm saying? I got my featuring on there, my man King George, my man LL Cordell from PA 717 area. Shout out to Harrisburg. That's his town. And my man Low Badget.
I got a question from the real DJ Q 1978.
Peace.
Shout out to y'all and Hustle. Fly Talk features electrifying lyricism.
Oh man,
What's
and I forgot. I don't know how I forgot about that part, man.
38?
Yeah, yeah, I'm bugging. I
One
was
last
I'm
question
telling
before
you.
we get out of here.
Yeah,
My
that's
last
bugging.
question before we get out of here.
What sparked your creative energy on that track, and how did the collaboration happen?
First of all, also one of my favorites too, 38 Special, man. There's a lot of people who, you know, who haven't heard of him, and those who heard of him know what I'm talking about. One of the illest MCs, man, and you know, just him rapping on a record, you know, with me has you know inspired me. That's like playing one-on-one basketball. You know what I'm saying? You playing one-on-one basketball, it's like, yo, we here to play ball. We just here to play ball. Afterwards, we talk when we finish. You know what I'm saying? So he's one of those MCs, man, and you know, he's also I got a record called Fly Talk, you know, that's featuring my man 38 Special. And it's actually the biggest single on the album that a lot of people been getting you know, I've been getting a lot of recognition for. So shout out to my brother Special, man. And I can't believe I even forgot, man, but I really didn't forget because that's the bro. You know what I'm saying? Trust movement, you know what I'm saying? Freedom Wave, you know what I mean? He's definitely a big part in helping me with this independent game as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that single right there is just it's crazy. You got to hear that. It's on YouTube right now. Subscribe to Reef Hustle, the #1. Subscribe to that, and you'll see the video. It's crazy. Word. Shout out to my brother 38 Special, man. Trust.
That's definitely one joints. Chad, Reef Hustle, Smash Evans. Shout out to the real. Shout
Shout
out
out.
to
Shout
the
out to
fake.
the fake.
Shout
Shout
out to
out to
the
that nosy. You better stay in your place. Get it love. Boom. Reef
Hey
Hustle. It's been a
yo.
pleasure.
Yes, sir. You too, man. Blessings, y'all. Champ.
Signing out. We out of here.